December 1914. The First World War was raging. Millions of soldiers were trapped in frozen trenches, surrounded by mud, fear, and death. But then, something happened that the world could never forget. Imagine enemies laying down their guns to sing together, laugh together, and even play football in the middle of a battlefield. What made hardened soldiers choose peace over war, even if just for a single night? Stay with me, because this is the story that proves hope can shine even in the darkest times. The Western Front stretched across Europe. Gunfire cracked daily, artillery thundered, and life in the trenches was miserable. Soldiers were cold, wet, hungry, and afraid. The war had only just begun, but already the world was drowning in despair. Both sides believed there was no escape from the slaughter. But on Christmas Eve, something unusual stirred. British soldiers reported hearing faint sounds across no man's land. At first they thought it was a trick, but then they listened closely. It wasn't the sound of rifles. It wasn't artillery. It was singing. German voices carrying the tune of Silent Night. Cautiously, British troops began to sing back. Soon the deadly battlefield transformed into a choir of enemies singing the same carol in different languages. Lanterns lit up the trenches. Then, the unimaginable happened. German soldiers climbed out and waved. British soldiers hesitated, rifles in hand, unsure if it was a trap. The tension was unbearable. One wrong move and the war would resume. But then, one British soldier climbed out too. Step by step, more followed. In the middle of no man's land, where death ruled just hours earlier, soldiers shook hands. They exchanged chocolates, cigarettes, and souvenirs. For a moment, they were not enemies. They were just men far from home, longing for peace. And then came the football match. On the frozen ground, boots kicked a ball, laughter echoed, and joy replaced fear. For one magical day, the war stopped not by orders from generals, but by the will of ordinary soldiers who chose humanity over hatred. But by the next morning, the war returned. Generals ordered the fighting to resume. The Christmas Truce never officially happened again on such a scale. Yet, the memory lived on. Soldiers who experienced it carried the story for the rest of their lives, proof that even in the bloodiest war, peace is possible if only we choose it. So what do you think? If enemies in the world's deadliest war could find common ground, even for just one night, what excuse do we have to stay divided today? If you believe this story deserves to be remembered, hit that like button, share it with a friend, family, and tell them about the Hyperhistory Zoo 1. Subscribe.